Hi guys, welcome to another video where I'm going to talk about post my time post my hysterectomy surgery. I am about 4.5 weeks after my surgery. I do go back to work next Friday, so a week and a couple days. And honestly, if you had told me I was going to have to go back in a week last week, I probably would have been in tears. But this week is going quite a bit better. I have to say, my doctor keeps reminding me this is a major surgery and it's just going to take some time. So I know I mentioned before I was trying to walk a couple miles late. That was just too much. I was getting too sore. So I backed it off. I'm back down to kind of walking around the block, which is about a 1 mile walk, and then doing a lot of stretching. I've been stretching probably 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes midday, and 15 minutes in the afternoon. And I've been finding that just helps a lot with just making my body feel better. I think the main symptoms I'm still having are just random pains, and they don't seem to be consistent or getting worse or anything. I was actually talking to a nurse yesterday and just saying, here's what's still happening. Is that normal? And she's like, honey, you had a very major surgery and your internal organs are moving all around, and just be patient. So patience is a key, and it's not something I'm very good at. It's not something I've ever been very good at. So things that are still happening, I'm still having, the bruising is finally gone on my side for the most part, but I still have pain on that side. I can lay on it now, but if one of my cats steps there, it hurts. I also am still having, I'll get back pain. My back will hurt a lot for a couple hours and then it'll stop. And I'm still having a little bit of the issue where sometimes I feel like I need to pee really bad, but I've already peed and I don't understand. And that'll go on for a couple hours, even though I'm assuming it just means my bladder's in a funny spot or something's resting on it or whatever. And then it goes away. So I talked to them about what would be the symptoms of bladder prolapse or urinary infection like UTI or anything like that. I don't really have any of those because it doesn't stay consistent and it doesn't get worse. It just happens and it goes away. So sometimes I'll feel really crampy in my lower abdomen and then that'll go away, and then I'll get weird bladder stuff and that'll go away, and then my back will hurt and that'll go away. But I will say overall, I think my energy is better this week. I have been able to do more. I went out and did all of our preen in the garden and around the house in our rock yesterday and was able to go and spray our home defense, do some of our exciting spring activities. I am trying to be really careful though, because my pelvis will still ache and hurt. And as I mentioned in a previous video, my doctor told me before that means that I'm overdoing it. So I have been trying to be a lot more conscious of that and just be more careful. If it starts to hurt, I need to sit down and sometimes even lay down, which I don't know how that's going to go when I go back to work full time, because I have a long drive to work. It's 45 minutes each way. So about an hour and a half of driving a day. And just my walk to my desk is a good, 5-minute walk. And then my job, generally speaking, is probably half standing in the lab, lifting heavy things, and half being at my desk. So I am still on lifting restrictions until 12 weeks. And that is something I was just talking to my manager about today, and we're going to manage it. I mean, I don't really have a choice. It's either, so I'll have to just make sure things are in smaller quantities, or I get people in. I have somebody that I can bring in to help me lift stuff. A lot of the stuff, I'm not supposed to lift over 20 pounds, and a lot of the stuff I lift at work can be 40 to 60 pounds. The big 5-gallon jugs of chemicals, the gallon jars of stuff we use is very high density material, so it's quite heavy. It probably weighs 2 to 3 times what a normal gallon jar of water would weigh, and big rolls of film, that kind of stuff. So I'm just going to have to be careful. So it seems like everything, aside from the real random crap, I've still been sleeping really well. I've been feeling a lot better. I will say I was a little depressed last week. I think I had a cold and something, and I felt really bad, and I slept a lot, and I was having trouble moving. And this week it's been better, but I do have to watch what I do. Again, one thing they do recommend you do is Kegel exercises to re-strengthen your pelvic floor muscles after all this. I found that I can also overdo that. I was sitting and reading and doing the Kegel exercises, and I did them maybe for too long. My bladder got really irritated, and I got that feeling of really needing to go to the bathroom. for like the next 4 hours. But I'm having to learn new limits, right? These are the limits of my body right now, and I don't want to push them too hard. It is a little bit demoralizing because, spring, summer, we do a lot of camping, a lot of hiking. And right now I'm still at the point where like I walk around the block and my pelvic bone area will start to get really sore, and I just need to sit down and stop. And a lot of people will tell you 4 weeks out is still pretty early for a hysterectomy. You just need to, take care of yourself. We'll see at 6 weeks, I have my checkup, and which will be next Friday, and I'll do a post on that as well and just see how everything's going. I'm excited for that. I like to get some confirmation and some solid feedback on, yes, we looked, everything's healing, you should be good to go. So I won't be back to being allowed to do all my normal activities, especially with the lifting restriction, until the end of June. It seems like a long time. And I think that gets a little exacerbated by the fact that I am still at home full time here. And I'm got enough energy now that I'm not sleeping half the day. So, I'm not a person who gets bored ever, but I'm just like, all right, body, like I could be using all this time to get you in really good shape. And I just spend all my time trying to make sure I don't hurt myself. So, yeah, I guess those are the main things that are going on. Overall, still very happy with the surgery. As I mentioned, I was supposed to have my menstrual cycle last week. The aches and pains that I've been going through are nowhere near the amount of pain I was having before I had the hysterectomy. The only thing that I think bothers me about these aches and pains is they change a lot. They're constant. I pretty much have an ache and pain somewhere all day, all night. And I think there's a little bit of anxiety for me about it. Like you want to make sure nothing's going wrong, right? So I'm constantly like, oh my God, no, that hurts. Does that mean anything's going wrong? Okay, no, it stopped hurting. I think it's okay. Okay, but now this hurts. Does that mean, did I do something? Did I hurt something? So there's anxiety in there and that fear that I don't want to be back in surgery and in the hospital on bed rest for like 3 months. I just don't want to do all of that. So I want to be very careful, and I'm a little bit anxious about it all. So that's my update. I don't know if you guys have been enjoying these. If you have any questions, leave comments down below. Again, I'm not posting these live. I will be posting them when I'm done with the series, just because as I said, I'm trying to get some stuff together on my YouTube channel and get things a little bit more polished there. So, all right. I will talk to you guys later. Bye.